All right, now we got the island on. We're gonna go ahead and open the sink and take it out of the box. The next thing we're gonna do after that, we're gonna measure from the inside. We're gonna measure the rough opening of the cabinet looking up, as if we're gonna go inside the cabinet, we're gonna look up and we're gonna measure and say, okay, we got this much, we got this much. Then we're gonna grab our template out of here and we're gonna begin making our sink cut. This is a quartz sink that we bought. It's the first time I've ever installed a quartz sink. And so we'll see how this one goes in. But that's it, so let's go ahead and open it up. And there we go. This is the sink we're going to be putting in. It's about the same size as the other one. Might be different by an inch or two. And so that's it. When you buy a new sink, you're going to get a template that comes with it. This is what you're going to use to cut your hole for your sink. We're going to measure it out. We're going to figure out where we got to go. We're going to tape this down. And then we're going to saw on whatever line we're supposed to saw on, and we'll have our sink opening. All right, the sink that we have is a QT812. It's this one right here. This template has a bunch of different sinks on it. QT820, the QU811, but we're a QT812. So what I'm going to do, so I don't get messed up later on down the road, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this whole line. There we go. We know that's our line. All right, so before you decide where you're going to put this, we have to figure out where the rough opening is in here. So all you do, you just draw your countertop, you put your sink cabinet in, and then I already know that we're 2 7/8 from the edge of the countertop to here, and then I know that this piece here is about 1/4 inch, so it's roughly about 3 1/8. So all I got to do is measure from the edge of the countertop and go to 3 1/8. And I know roughly with like 99% accuracy that that is the rough opening of the inside of the cabinet. We do it again at 3 1/8. You go like that. You grab a level or a straight edge. Hook up both lines. You can see we got one there. You can use a crayon, you can use a pencil, it really don't matter. I already got this first one mapped out. All right, so that's one of them there. Now also we know here we're 12 5/8 plus 1/4, 12 3/4, 12 7/8. So roughly 12 7/8 from the edge of the countertop in will get you to your rough opening. So we go here, we go 12 7/8. Twelve 7/8. Let's see. When you're all done, nice thing with a pencil, when you're all done, you can just take a big eraser to it. All right, now you only need one measurement from the inside of the cabinet. All I'm going to do is measure from one side to the other. You can even do it down below, it don't matter. We know that it's roughly 34, we'll say 34 1/2. So now, we know that's a rough opening right there. We just go 34 1/2. Go to the other one right there. 34.5. There we go. Probably hard to see, but this with about 99% accuracy, this is our rough opening on the inside. If we were inside looking up, we would see the very corners of this cabinet, the very edges. All right, so now what you want to do, I've went ahead and I've cut out the template, the line that I highlighted, I cut it out. There's a couple different ways you can do this. It really depends what it tells you, but you can tape these down all the way around. Then you have to try to find your line. I don't like doing it that way. Plus I've ruined these by cutting on them. So what I always do, I cut them out. We're gonna center it right where it needs to go. Then I'm gonna retrace the line with a pencil. You retrace that line and then take this template right off. You can save your template. You probably won't need it later on, but I've noticed that's always the best way to do it. So we can see with the pencil, we've got our rough opening. And now I just tend to just center them in the opening. You can do it kind of however you want, but I measure it and look for center. It's about 1 1/8 on one side, 1 1/8 on the other, and then we're about 7/8 on the back and 7/8 on the front. That's it. It's perfectly centered right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tape this down, but then I'm going to start to trace the outside of it. All right, now we're going to take our jigsaw, we're going to cut our line out, we're going to create our hole for our sink. This is extremely important. Make sure when you buy jigsaw blades that it has the little countertop icon. Don't just get the blades that are for wood that are maybe 6 teeth per inch. You're going to want 10 or more. The finer the tooth, the better. You don't want to, the reason for that, you'll chip the laminate or you'll completely just pull it apart from the wood. So make sure that you get the countertop icon on the blades.